believe we're live. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hey, Debbie. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sanjeev. Let me see how I can get you guys all together here. Let's see. First BevZero live event, so we will figure this all out together. Hi, Megan. Thanks for joining. Okay. Hope everyone's having a great day. I know I am. I'm already drinking Gruvi red wine and it's noon. Okay. Let's see. We'll get our guests up here, up and running. Make sure let me check my instructions, make sure I'm doing everything right. Here we are.
Hi.
Anika. Oh.
My face always gets cut off when I join on these. I'm like, what's gonna work?
Yeah, we'll make it work. Hello. I think this is the first time we're meeting. I know I've spoken to your father a lot and your brother as well. So hello.
Yes, nice to meet you.
You
Excited
too.
to chat today.
Thanks. And welcome everyone who's joining us. Thank you.
Are you able to see Sanjeev on there too, or?
Oh, I had to accept his. I invited him. I had to accept him, but working out the kinks. Looks like he should be joining us any second.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Hi, Sanjeev.
Hi, Kayla. Hi, Anika.
Hi.
Thanks for joining. I see someone in the comments said that you guys are their favorite non-alcoholic drink. Unsurprising. You guys have wonderful products. Great. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I know people are still tuning in, but we'll might as well get started. And I'll introduce myself because a lot of people know who we are. BevZero. So my name's Kayla Winter. I'm the director of winemaking and product services at BevZero. And BevZero is a company that does non-alcoholic and alcohol-free wines. The services we provide is dealcoholization and product development, and most recently project management for clients looking to launch non-alcoholic or cannabis or hemp-infused products, specifically wine, beer, and cider. And we are working with Gruvi on one of their new SKUs, which we're definitely excited to talk about today. But before we get into it, Anika, Sanjeev, do you mind introducing yourselves?
Sure, Anika, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah.
Since you're the leader of, you're the right generation for this. Anyways, go ahead.
Sorry, my earpods are going in and out for a second there, but I'm good now. Yeah, so I'm Anika. I'm one of the co-founders of Gruvi. Really kind of focused on really marketing side and building our brand. To kind of just give a little background on who Gruvi is and how it came to be. So we're a line of craft alcohol-free social beverages, kind of a variety of beers, craft beers, as well as wines. And really, our mission has been to kind of trailblaze a new way to live and socialize without alcohol. Pretty much 2 years ago when we started, there was a very lack of innovation in the space, and we kind of found that there was no love and it was a very stagnant space. So with Gruvi, we really tried to create a brand that kind of brought some energy and life and was proud to be an alcohol-free option. And, since then it's been just quite a journey on how much it's grown and how many people are, becoming aware of alcohol-free alternatives. And so, I think that's why we're super grateful to be able to partner with, you, Kayla, and BevZero, and really, push the boundaries on innovation on what a great and delicious non-alcoholic beverage can taste like.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best part of the job is just getting together with really awesome, innovative minds and seeing what's possible.
And shout out to Anika. I'm not just saying this because she's my daughter, but Forbes group recognized not only the category and herself and our brand as being chosen as the best top 30 under 30. So the world is really recognizing, hey, this is not only it's an important category, it's an important we're part of that category, and it's an exciting space to be in right now. There's a lot of very innovative products coming out, and there will continue to be not only obviously in the beer and the spirits. I think the wine has an even better potential because there's a lot less players and a lot less innovation yet. But we've had a really interesting journey with BevZero and creating what we think are going to be some really interesting social beverages out there. So we're quite excited to get products launched and then work on some new ones hopefully.
Awesome. Yeah, we're definitely excited as well. And you mentioned, Anika, you were recently named one of Forbes 30 under 30s for food and beverage. First of all, congratulations. That's incredible. How does that feel?
Thank you. I think I'm still processing it. Hard to wrap my head around. But no, I think it's, like my dad said, it's really awesome to even just see that recognition in the category. And, I think it gives us an advantage too on being able to see it in a new light. I come a little bit more from, maybe a millennial point of view, and it is a big driver of those that are choosing not to drink alcohol. So yeah, it's crazy. And then thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of your guys' products are wonderful, but not all of them you guys have worked with BevZero on. So I kind of wanted to let you guys explain to everyone what motivated you to reach out to BevZero and work on the newest product that you have, which is the dry red blend.
This guy.
Also, crack one open today.
Yeah, I'll probably take that one. So I think I was introduced to you guys when I met Debbie, your president, at one of the NA sort of the category meetings, or I can't even remember exactly what it was, and she happened to be on the same panel that I was on, and that's how we first met. We also do make other products, beer and sparkling wines, using a different technology than this particular one. But we knew that we wanted to make a red wine and then go from there, because one of the things that we are very involved in is connection with our consumers. So we have a very, very aggressive social media program, and we have this new launch of products which we call a discovery series, which basically allows us to create new products, put it out to our consumer base, have QR codes on them, have them give us feedback, and then we work with our consumers and developing recipes, obviously with the help of you guys as well. That way we get real-time feedback from our consumers, because consumers have tremendous choice these days in all aspects, right? So I think if you can involve them in the process, then that's just greater ownership. I mean, the world is changing. It's no longer a product-driven or a category-driven space. It's a consumer-driven space, right? Consumers will dictate what it is, what the next new product is going to be and how successful it's going to be. And as soon as you can start communicating with them, I think that's important, because then there's an ownership involved. And we have a very loyal group of followers, thanks to Anika and her social media team. I mean, we have a wonderful group of people that love to be involved with what we're doing. And that's kind of what we're, our plan is develop these recipes. What in this case specifically, our this red blend was one of the first products that we tried this with, and we started this back in the spring, when we first decided that we were going to work with you guys, and we did a batch number one, and then we threw it out there. We got some feedback. We did another batch number two just very recently that we're going to bring out and launch very quickly. And then we're going to get feedback all along the way. And then hopefully we'll get a final batch, and that will kind of become, hey, that's our go-to red wine. And then we'll start the same process again with perhaps a sangria or a Chauvignon, a nice Chardonnay, or whatever it is that we decide that we want to come up with next. But we want to use our consumers to dictate with us, as opposed to us throwing something out there. Right.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was gonna say we do product development for a lot of clients for non-alcoholic or low alcohol products. Very few of them bring their entire consumer base into the development session with us, like you guys did. So it was very exciting to see that batch one. We thought it was incredible, and the majority of people said it was, from the feedback that you guys sent me. But they suggested some improvements, and I think we made them on the batch two. So I'm drinking it now, and I love it.
Yeah, and I think especially in the flat red wine space, it's very difficult, right? And so was probably our most requested style for the past.
Too much red wine.
I know, I'm so sorry.
All good.
My setup fell over, but sorry, please continue. I'll figure myself out.
No, I was just saying, red wine has probably been our most requested style over the past year. And so we're super excited to really, release that in that first batch. We could tell the excitement around it and what the demand was, just how quickly it sold out. Way faster, probably, what was it, like 3 days that we went through pretty much the majority of our entire batch. So it's definitely probably, I would say, the most difficult style to nail. And I currently don't think there's, a wide variety in there. So we're super excited to really kind of push the boundary and nail that one. And so we're excited to get this second batch out there and get that next set of feedback. And hopefully we can, celebrate after that it's there, or we can keep iterating. But I think that's what's really cool, is getting the real-time feedback to, get it to perfect, essentially.
Definitely. Now, if anyone who's listening wants to get this wine, is it currently available, and where do they find this product, and as well as all of your products?
Yeah, so the red, our second batch of the red blend has not launched yet, but it will be going live in a few days. So if you follow us on social, you'll be updated on exactly the moment that it goes live. Otherwise, you can get all of our products on our website at getgruvi.com. And then also, depending on where you're located, you can hit up our website and see if there's a store near you. We're in a variety of different states as well.
Awesome. And you guys are from Canada. Is your product available in Canada as well?
Yes. So we are also available on well.ca, which is an online platform that ships everywhere in Canada. And then also checking our store finder is probably the easiest way to go on finding a store near you.
Great. Awesome.
This particular batch will probably only be available on a limited basis at retail, because we just decided not to make the whole ton until we got it right. But I know Kayla and I are working on that next iteration or next batch, which we'll hopefully run, late winter, early spring, and we're hoping to have that available at more retail locations across the states that we are in, largely, which is now probably about 10 or 12 states, and now we will also be in most of the provinces in Canada as well moving forward. So people should be able to find it in a lot of places by the spring, is for sure.
Great. And, we're definitely ramping up production with you guys, which is exciting.
Sure.
I was just gonna say, if you guys want to talk just a little sneak peek maybe on kind of version batch 1 versus batch 2 and some of the flavors that we kind of wanted to get through on that, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Kayla had kind of mentioned previously, we thought the first batch was pretty good. I think the main complaint was that, hey, it's what we were trying to get to is a dry red blend, a dry red wine, right? The biggest complaint that most people have with non-alcoholic wines is they're too sweet. That whole concept of expensive grape juice. You want to get away from that perception that people have, and so you have to make it dry, and that's challenging, right? And what people forget is, in this whole process, you have to start with a good red wine. I mean, you have to start, because the base of it is, it's an alcohol good red wine, and we were able to source that with the help of Kayla in California. So you have to start with that, otherwise you're not going to end up with a good red wine at the end of it, right? And then it goes through the process of I'm sure she's talked about a fairly complicated dealcoholization process. But the biggest complaint most people had with the first one is it was a touch too sour at the back end. Okay, so you got the dry part right, and we're happy with that, but maybe there's a little bit too much sourness at the back end. So that's what we were mainly trying to correct in this second batch that hopefully people will notice. So it's now a little bit smoother. We've cut out that kind of sharpness at the back end that might have been there in that first batch. We think but still has that nice complexity to its flavor. Like it's definitely not a grape juice. It's a red wine with some complex flavors of red wine. Again, with Kayla's group, we've done a wonderful job of adding some of those flavors back in. Some of that bite you get from alcohol, we add in all natural flavors, some tannins, some oak tannins, and mocha tannins. A little bit, I think we use some other coffee type flavors to give it some bite at the back end. We use some natural fruit flavors to give it some tartness. So all those things are a fairly complicated process, and people sometimes go, well, why is your red wine more expensive? Why is your de-alc red wine more expensive than alcohol red wine? Well, it's a long process to create a really high quality de-alc red wine or a non-alcoholic red wine. To make an alcohol red wine is a much simpler process. You let it happen. You get the good grapes and good wine, and you let the natural fermentation process occur, and you watch it. This is a more complicated process, and more expensive, of course. So long story short, that's.
But yeah, I will say. Oh, I just wanted to add for everyone who's listening, we were able to do all of that without increasing any of the calories. We didn't add more sugar to fix the problems we were having or preferences that we heard from consumers. It was looking at other ingredients and their ratios and how they interact with each other. And so the calories and the nutritional panel is the exact same as it was from the day one.
Yeah, no, and I think that's important to our consumers, right? I mean, we get that. We get that feedback. Hey, people want healthy alternatives, right? It's no point creating an alcohol. If you're used to drinking a $150 or $200 calorie glass of red wine, if you're going to go healthier, you want to go to something that's less. And what we know is a big chunk of those calories come from the alcohol. So once you remove it, you're down into the 40, 50 range, and we don't add in additional sugars to compensate for the flavor, right? So I think that's and kudos to you guys for being able to keep that calorie count down, because that is important to our consumers. So
yeah, definitely. We had some samples that we took from the production run that happened recently, and we poured them at a recent trade show. And the biggest comment that we got was the mouthfeel and how blown away people were that it was chewy and and it had the tannins that red wines typically have, and that's something that not a lot of non-alcoholic reds on the market are doing a great job of kind of fitting that profile. But your product and some of the other ones that we're working on are really making strides in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. I agree on that.
Yeah, and we tasted it with a bunch of other ones, obviously, to see what's out there. And I agree. The biggest difference in ours is the mouthfeel. It has that nice, complex flavor that you want from red wine. It's multi-dimensional. You can feel, those things in the back of your tongue that hey, there's lots of stuff going on here, and that's what people want with the red wine, right? So yeah, I think we're there. I think it's a really good product, and I think our consumers we'll let them tell us. I mean, that's part of the process, but we think we hit one out of the park on this one, thanks to you guys. So
yeah. And I know you mentioned that there's hopes and discussion for some new products beyond the red in our collaboration. Is there anything specifically that you want to let our listeners know, kind of what to look forward to?
Sure. I think I alluded to. So again, the second most thing that our consumers ask for is, can you make me a nice dry sangria? And so that's what we're working on right now with the folks at BevZero, is a nice dry sangria, red sangria, and we're hoping to have that again. Probably launch it again sometime late winter, early spring. As again, a part of our discovery series. We'll put it out there with a nice QR code on there. Get feedback from people very quickly. Hey, I like it too sweet, too sour, not enough this, not enough, whatever they want. And then go back to you guys and say, hey, let's adjust it a little bit or not, and then go from there. We've tasted it, just the initial samples from you guys, and we think again it's going to be a really good product when it hits the market. So yeah, fingers crossed, late winter, early spring, in time for the patio season. Well, depends where you are.
Yeah. I don't care how cold it is where I'm at. When that launches, I'm going to take it out on the patio. It's a great product.
Yeah, no, we're
Cool.
really excited about it.
Yeah, we are too. Well, thank you guys. Before we go, I definitely wanted to ask, with the holiday season upon us and this wonderful time of year, this being a family operation, are there any family traditions that you guys celebrate around this season that you want to share? Are you looking forward to?
I think this year we're gonna have a small, it's gonna be the close family that comes together, but probably looking forward most, we're gonna be in the mountains in Colorado. So Dad and I are definitely big skiers. Excited to hit the slopes and hopefully get some good powder. It hasn't snowed too much yet, so hopefully soon.
All right. Well, let me know when that happens because I am a big skier as well. So we'll have to. I'll be jumping in on the slopes.
Yeah.
Great. Is there anything else you guys wanna touch on?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, we're just super excited for batch two. So anyone that's on there, if you're excited for that, it'll literally be coming out in the next few days. So keep an eye out, and we're excited to hear what you think on it.
Awesome. Great. Well, everyone who's listening, thank you so much for joining. Be sure to follow BevZero and Gruvi on Instagram, LinkedIn, and check out our websites to learn more information. Well, thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kayla.
Kayla.
Take care.
Yep. Take care, everyone.